Rachel Holman won the draw to the button, and so she will have the last rock in this opening end. Playing the Yellowstones. It's the conventional game, team games on this Saturday afternoon here in Las Vegas, the Continental Cup. And to get us underway, the Muirhead lead is Claire Hampton.
There's a lot of reasons why performances dip. Russ, you and I have done a lot of coaching and trying to help people with their deliveries. But for Rachel, I still think a portion of what is happening here with her struggles as far as her delivery goes still comes back to the fact that your mind is so full of concepts at this event, formats and rules and things you have to do. I think then it gets in the way of your routines and your ability to just perform that shot.
That's a good point. We talked to Rachel yesterday, and she said, I've never played mixed doubles, and she'd only played skins one game ever in her life. 24 years old, it's hard to figure out the normal game, let alone everything else. And yeah, you spend so much time worrying about where do we put this rock, where do we do that, and maybe you don't get that broom in the right spot.
Mistake on the first one, corner guard goes up.
So we're back to the more conventional team play. What's the game plan, Linda?
Well, I think for both teams it's play open. That may seem a little silly, but as Russ said, for Eve, she wants to make sure she has a shot. She can make any shot. For Rachel, I think she wants Emma Miskew, her third, to do this setup so that Rachel has a little bit easier shots until she settles down.
The game plan is brought to you by World Financial Group, helping families have better financial futures.
It's hard too. Rachel has that patented out turn, and normally it's an in-out release and it's very straight, and so far in this event we've seen her miss wide by quite a bit, losing a game with that mistake. And then in the mixed doubles, the very first one she threw, she over curled, and then you start to overthink.
Yeah, you always have an in-out motion. All of a sudden one of them curls on you, and then you go, now what do I do? Do I try to float it more than I normally do? And it really fooled her. It wasn't her best effort for sure, but I think you're going to see a real bounce back here. Emma Miskew, Alison Creviazzi are curling so well. They're out curling the middle of the Scottish lineup, and I'd like to see, even though I think you're going to see Rachel try to keep it clean for confidence, she might need rocks in play to get her front end to out curl the opponent's front end.
Just think back to the Scotties and that final and the brilliance, because although it was a relatively open style that Rachel Holman utilized to win the Scotties last year, 8 out of 9 ticks made by Lisa Weigel, for example, some of the ticks were actually tick a rock over and roll in. So actually an offensive style shot that still kept it simple.
Okay.
Sounds like it picked.
How much do you have on the inside?
The shot stone
A lot, eh? There.
remains in the hole, top 12 in this first end of play. We only play the 8 ends. There is no extra end to break a tie. 1 point awarded for each win. If there's a tie game, each team will get half a point.
She's got a good half her on here. This will be quick here, Allie. Should be okay, eh?
Yeah, it comes back hard.
A little slow, but
No, I think
should be okay.
One nice thing for Rachel, you look at the deliveries of her front three, those beautiful arm extensions right to target. Rachel will get a great read on the ice from her front three.
Top 8.
Yep, yellow.
Wait, top 12.
Yep, full 12.
Yep.
Full 12. Hard, guys. Whoa. Yeah.
A lot of people between games say to me, you know, do you think Eve Muirhead will slaughter the Holman team? Because what we saw this morning, and not so, it takes 4 players, and the middle of the Holman lineup's making everything.
No.
And here they go through the hole,
Okay.
and we'll tuck a piece underneath. A couple of red stones to run back if your head needs them.
Maybe
I think-
hack.
Okay.
I like that.
I like
You want to throw that or you just want to come here? What do you
It does move hard, so we could get around it.
Whatever
no
you like.
problem,
Okay.
That's pretty good too. Just hack.
This is that balancing act that you and I are talking about. You want to be aggressive enough if you're Rachel Holm and knowing how well your team is playing in front of you, but you also don't want to put a rock in a position where you're giving Eve an out. So it is that balancing act of keeping it a little more open maybe than normal, but still trying to get your deuce.
Whoa.